It's always the way, isn't it? I've just gone live, and I've got cramp in my hand, so I'm holding off a couple of moments to see if that dissipates. We weren't supposed to be live here on YouTube today, but I've realised we've not done our re-rank stream for the week. We're supposed to be doing Dewgong at some point this week, and it's the end of the week now, so we've got to get it done now. Just waiting for this cramp to subside. It's actually really bad. I hope everyone's doing well, though, here on this Friday afternoon here in the United Kingdom. Welcome into Malik, to Peachleaf, to the wonderful Terrados, to Wash or Vosh. I'm so sorry, I've not got my glasses on, so I can't quite read your name. And welcome into Gemma and Malik as well. Dante Malik, I should say, not Malik. Good morning, Jack. How are you today? Currently doing some hand exercises, see if it goes away. Hopefully this will be a really nice stream. Bit of an impromptu one, but such is life with these streams. Happy Friday to you too, Lord Cooler. Yes, it is pretty much an emergency stream, chilling lurking. Sometimes happens. I was going to be live over on the Purple site, over on Twitch, especially because my voice has already done 2 streams this week and it's not in the best of conditions. But I want to get Dewgong done. I hope you're doing very well today, Jack. Let us at least get the graphics up, shall we? There we go, the correct graphics are up. So our hidden power type today is going to be Psychic. Main reason for that is for the fighting types when we get to have the ice type on our type. But we shall see how it goes on. I'm also not fully awake yet. Had a bit of a late one last night trying to get some very interesting moves. I'm trying to get Trick or Treat and Forest Curse into Generation 2, and it's hurting my brain. So this will be a very nice distraction. You never know, I might be able to come up with a solution on stream. Let us now, though, get the timer going. I'm going to ignore the cramp. Hopefully it goes away. And let's get Dewgong underway. We're starting as a seal at level 5, and we have one of the best starting moves we can get. We have Headbutt. That is base 70 power, straight off the bat, 100% accuracy. We don't have to worry about any kind of tackle shenanigans. And also, if we outspeed, we have the 30% chance of flinching. And once we're a little bit higher level, we can even headbutt the trees. We're not going to do that now because that would be an instant KO. But it is a very, very good starting learn set. The only downside is we're in medium fast. And as we all know, medium fast is quite slow at the beginning of the game. And yes, we learn Ice Beam by level up and we don't lose that move on evolution. It's not like yesterday's stream with Normal and Camera Ups where we lost Flamethrower via evolution. We will get it just a few levels later than that. Good morning, Royal K-Man. How are you today? But I hope everyone's doing well. Prepped for the weekend if you've got the weekend off. Prepped for work if you've not got the weekend off. I don't know what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'm currently setting up a laptop to try and stream a little bit more frequently. The room will be different, so the acoustics may sound a little bit janky, but we can work on that together over the course of the next few weeks or so. I saw a very good deal on a laptop on Amazon, so I thought I'd go for it, especially considering as I can pay for it across the course of a year. So that means you've got me for at least another year doing content. Let's grab the antidote, we'll grab the berries, and I think we'll try and get up to level 7 and do a cheeky little heal in Cherry Grove City. It's so nice not having to worry about accuracy early game. It makes such a refreshing change. Nice crit there, getting us to level 7, and we have a bonus Caterpie to beat up as well. That's also why the stream is an hour later than normal, having the impromptu stream. And just a reminder to anybody who is in the US or Canada, you have daylight savings coming up in most states coming up this weekend. So the stream times may be an hour later for a couple of weeks until the United Kingdom and Europe catches up. Welcome in A Gamer's Tale. Excellent, you got the notification. I'm glad to see. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing very well. Are you back in home mode now after your little holiday away? Let's name the rival triple question mark, and I'm hoping that I've got the correct comparisons here. I manually input the comparisons for the live split, And one time I was doing a redo, I had complete wrong splits on screen. I'm not going to say which one, but nobody noticed. I will, in my first break, pick up my glasses. They're upstairs at the moment. Good afternoon, Snowy. How are you today? I hope you're having a great day if you're at work. If you're not at work, I hope you're having an even better day. Waffle with paperwork. The waffle's good, the paperwork not so good. Just make sure you don't get the waffle on the paperwork. Is this a good work? I'm glad. If my voice holds up, I'll probably be in the Discord server later on, trying to work on more coding shenanigans. I'm currently trying to figure out how on earth type matchups can be split into individual RAM slots. I have a feeling it's quite easy, I'm just overcomplicating it in my head. Because I want Pokemon to be able to have 3 or more types. Lurking while working, I always like to see that. Welcome in, Chad Northern. No need to thank me for the stream. Thank you for coming along to the stream. Did we beat him up? No, we didn't. This is Bugcatcher Don, and he is donning a Caspi. 12 cupcakes for 140. Billy Bombargin. It's not for a move, Snow. It's going to be for Pokemon's type. I will have a look at this flying press code, though, see if there's something I can nab from that. Full credits, of course, will be given if there is something there. Now, this is one of the places where we could get poisoned. Hopefully we won't, but you never know. And 16 in speed is half decent. Not quite sure if we're going to outspeed that Spearow at level 9, though. That is a concern. We'll speak to the wrong person. We'll be speaking to him much later on in stream. I think at the moment the type matchups are done with a high-low increment. So it's just doing one RAM slot and the other subsequently if I've got my assumptions correct about that code. We'll have to see though after the stream. No issues at all with that Spearow. We did unfortunately take some damage though, so we're going to do another heal because it's quicker than doing the back heal. So I think I just need to change the high-low increment into loading the individual RAM slots in instead. If it's that simple, then we should be able to then run a check to see if a third type's in play. And if it is in play, run the matchups there as well. If it's not, then skip it. That's my hunch at the moment anyway. Might not be the right hunch, might be barking up the wrong tree, but we shall see. We'll also see if we can beat Falkner now. We are level 10. He is going to be level 9, I believe. We outspeed the Pidgey, and we flinch it once, taking just 3 HP of damage. Here comes the Pidgeotto. Gust hurts us a little bit, and he crits, but we do have a berry. So we should be absolutely fine. Now, we are 21 seconds ahead at the moment. That's because we've done a little bit more training than we did last time. That is very sad news. I wasn't really into Dragon Ball, but it's always sad to hear someone is passed away. Yes, the Spearow's attack is exactly the same as the Pidgeotto's attack, so it is a good litmus test for your defense, although you do have to endure the Pidgey as well. The Falkner, which can throw a little bit of a spanner in the works. Though, honestly, if you're getting knocked out by the Pidgey, or struggling against the Pidgey, I should say, then you'll stand no chance against Falkner. Gonna run away from this Bellsprout, because Bellsprout is a scary Pokemon to go up against when you're a Water type. And instead we'll one-shot with seconds. We'll try the youngster here, youngster Albert. His Zubat can be a bit of a pain. Let's see if we flinch it. Nope, but he didn't confuse us, so that's a nice, simple battle. Now, unfortunately, we don't learn any Water-type moves via level up, so we can't do the normal Water-type routing here. Because we're not going to have a Water move until we get Surf, which is 3 badges into the run. Oh, I chose Seal as my starter in Crystal Clear, and I loved it. That was the whole reason that Seal was so early on in the challenge run list. because I had great memories of playing Crystal Clear with it. I chose Houndour first time, and I struggled with Houndour. Lovely a Hoppip. We like Hoppip. 3 experience. 3 power points left for the Wooper. That should be more than enough. We stopped getting Bellsprout in the way anyway. It's Youngster Gordon. I'm not sure if Gordon's in chat, but here we go against his Wooper. And a nice critical hit means we didn't even need all 3 hits. No thank you for the Slowpoke Tail. Dewgong's one of my favourite Pokemon. I really love this line. It's simple, but it's effective. A little bit like me. Time for the next Bird Keeper. We'll do another PP heal in here. It's a good thing about having the Pokemon Center so local to us. We can do all the heals we need. I always start in the day because I like seeing the Hoppip. There are certain Pokemon, especially Hoppip itself actually. I didn't pick up the Repel. Oh dear. It's fine, call it free experience. We don't want him actually, do we? And we cannot learn Swift. So this is just the same routing as getting Swift. I cannot stand those spinners. To be fair, being in medium slow, taking on these extra couple of wild battles might not be such a bad thing. It's nice to see a Sandshrew. We rarely get to see Sandshrew here. And a Zubat. How cute. I have a rewind button on my controller, just in case of movement errors. That's what I'm thinking. If we can get the extra levels and the extra little bit of experience in here, we can potentially get Aurora Beam before Bugsy. I cannot stand Piper Anthony. He's the actual worst. Let's get the full heal. Let's go and buy ourselves. Let's get 6 repels and 5 super potions. We'll do our PP heal here, then we shall go into Kurt's house. We'll release him into the Slowpoke well. We'll pause the timer and we'll catch our HM friends. So we have a little script in the overlay that says it's night time. I will double check. I always double check when I'm doing prereqs. And we're looking for a Psyduck and a Paris. Can sometimes take a couple of moments to find, can sometimes take 20 minutes to find. Such is the RNG here in the forest. In 2 of every 3 runs, we should see Psyduck first. In 1 of every 3 runs, we should see Paris first, because it's 5% for Paris, 10% for Psyduck. Juggler Irwin is the most annoying... Actually, that's a lie. He's not the most annoying. The most annoying is Swimmer George. Psyduck is more common at National Park, but there's no point in getting it in National Park if we're pausing the timer here. Because we need to find the Paris, and in 2 or 3 instances, then we're going to find Psyduck first anyway. So it just makes sense to stop fiddling with the timer in more places and just keep it into 1 or 2 areas. Swimmer George is terrible because he's got 6 Pokemon. Juggler Irwin's just pathetic. He's a big time sink, but at least you're at no risk of status condition. But yes, Psyduck is 20% at National Park. Whereas it's only 10% in the forests. We've seen 3 Paris, but here is the Psyduck. If the timer was unpaused and we were factoring in the RNG for catching the HM friends, I'd absolutely go. Possibly not to National Park, maybe onto Route 35. Because they're both 20% there at night, but because we don't have to worry about any timer keeping on going, I can just cut it out of the videos, and it's nice to have a little chat on streams. Very nice crit there on the Rattata. We are still 2 levels off Aurora Beam, which is a little bit frustrating. And now, in a change to our original Seal ROM, we have the rival having Totodile this time instead of Chikorita. That might be easier for Rival 2, however we have the Ice type. And having the Ice type means we'll have super effective stab against the Bailey. So instead of having a super effective stab, we're just going for not very effective. Oh dear. We're going to have to PP heal there. Welcome in, Cernic. How are you today? I think the last time Seal was available early game was possibly Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Although, don't quote me on that. We're poisoned, but that's absolutely fine. Tackle's barely going to tickle us. We've got a lot of defense behind us. We just don't have that much in the way of physical attack. Level 15, we should get to level 16 for Bugsy, which should make his Scyther a little bit of a walk in the park. No poison off the Spinnerack. My tummy's a lot better today, thank you. Feeling a little bit bungy-uppy, but doing my best. I reckon the pollen season's kicked in a couple of weeks earlier than I was prepared for. So I'm going to get some antihistamines when I go to the shop after stream. There's our next poison. It's such a scam that Beedrill isn't available as often as it is. Welcome in, Johnny Rankin. Thank you for your very kind words. I hope you're doing very well, and I hope you're enjoying Hades. This Beedrill should give us the Aurora Beam. There we go. Oh, we already had it. I thought it was 17 for some reason there. I really hope Beedrill does return in Legends Czar, as I'm going to call it. This is why we pick up the extra PlayStation Network, Cureberry. Let's take on Bugsy. He is going to be our third gym leader together, I do believe. Third? Second? Goodness. Now, we don't outspeed the Scyther, but Aurora Beam can drop speed. Not that it's necessary, because we do knock it out in 3 shots. And now we are 2 minutes 26 ahead of our original run. We'll do a cheeky little heal there, and we'll take on rival number 2. Now, because the rival has the Totodile line instead of the Chikorita line, I should say, then hopefully this one will be a little bit easier than it could otherwise be. Although getting confused is never good. Oh, goodness me. Absolute nonsense there. This battle is going to be a sticking point, Peach. Because that awful confusion. Don't do it again. There we go. One hit in confusion. We outspeed the Croconaw at least. There we go. That's how it should have gone. Yes, we can learn Surf. Not even a bubble, just the Ice-type moves on the learn set. You have a question, Gemma? Fire away. I would say I'm all ears, but I'm face, nose, mouth, and presumably other body parts as well. Yeah, I wish we had more diverse level-up learn sets in Gen 2. It is very frustrating as a creator having to do the Surfs, the Returns, the Hidden Powers, all that nonsense every single time. We were 21.7 seconds slower than our last attempt at Falconer there, which is why it says plus 21.7. So in run 1, we did it in, call it 6:15, maybe? I can do maths in my head, maybe, question mark. Welcome in, Clay. I hope you're having a great day. I'm very glad your new work schedule lets you watch the content more often live. Generation 3 really does have an abysmal set of learn sets. No, it's seconds. If it's got a point at the end, then it's seconds. If it's got a colon, then it's minutes. It's not the clearest on the overlay, but that's how live split formats it, unfortunately. I really wish I could make it a little bit clearer, but I've looked into it and there's nothing I can do. Signal Beam's a really interesting move. Isn't that a half-decent bug-type move? Which, for Generation 2, is a bit of an oxymoron, isn't it? Well, let's battle Specsavers now, shall we? We call him Specsavers because he's got great vision, but he doesn't have a great side-up. It got one shot with a critical hit. Now we're going to pause the time here to get the Abra. And hopefully it'll turn up very, very quickly. That's a Drowsy, correct type, but wrong Pokemon. So Hoothoot's going to get into this grass. I prefer going up and down for these. Don't know why. Superstition, I guess. There's the Abra. Oh, tell me about it, Lord Cooler. Got a long way to go until Seal's my level. That's for sure. Yes, Signal Beam should have stayed in. It had its niche. It's not like some moves which are really bad and deserve to go. Let's get the bike because it's quicker than walking regardless of what people say. We'll get Kenya, we'll go into National Park to get ourselves Dig, but before we do that, we're going to take on Picnic Akin. We'll also take on this one here. He is Camper Ivan. He's got a pair of Diglets and a Zubat. All three of his Pokemon are weak to ice, I do believe. Which is very nice for us. Pursuit was such a slept-on move, because it didn't really get much in the way of, what's what I'm looking for, attention in the games, because the AI rarely switches. I'd like to see some new Megas. I am going to be working on trying to get Megas into Gen 2. I have an idea of how I want to do it, but it's all about trying to get it in correctly, and those sprites updating is going to be a difficult thing. So we will put cuts there, dig there. Now we can just swap cut and flash around when we need it. You can go there, you can go up to there. You can go there. Abracania Parasida. That's wrong. Psychic Paras, there we go. I haven't. My good friend Luke did Tyranitar in Crystal a while ago. Or did I do a Tyranitar run? Have I already done Tyranitar? I may have already done Tyranitar a year or so ago. I can't remember. We've been Kinesis once, Dewgong. Hit, please. Thank you. Dewgong sealed. I'm just going to pause the timer because I'm very intrigued to see if I've done Tyranitar as Adjuster Battles. Let me get... Yes, I did. I did Tyranitar just after Lapras. I got a 148.58. There we go. Beauty of having a spreadsheet. There is a spreadsheet linked in the description below that has all the pre-rec videos times if you are interested on seeing how quickly we are doing compared to other runs. Now, do we have enough friendship for return? Absolutely not. No sense in going in there yet. We're going to go straight into the gym, and we're going to do all gym trainers here. It wasn't a Larvitar line run, no. It was just straight Tyranitar from the start on that particular occasion. We are overdue a Rock and Ground type run again, though. And Larvitar might be the candidate. We are going to be doing more streams for a little while, though, as this next video is taking longer to produce than I anticipated. It's going to be a very interesting video, completely turning the challenge run formula on its head. But it is taking a while to do. But it's a nice little milestone we've hit at the halfway point of the decks. So it made sense to do this video now. Just taking a little bit of coding and a little bit of brain work. Why did you sing? There we go. Yes, a very cheeky Snubble there, and a very cheeky Jigglypuff as well. I'm not sure if you could tell, but I had muscle memory there, leaving Whitney's gym. You go straight and get the squirt bottle. Wrong move. Staraptor would be very interesting, actually. I just want to take on a couple more trainers. I don't quite feel confident at level 23. I want to try and get up to 24. Because Whitney can be a royal pain. Although at the same time, it might just be quicker to try Whitney and see for the best. But we can absolutely look at getting Staraptor in. I'm not sure how the sprites would work, because there are surprising amounts of detail on the Staraptor. Nearly said a rude word there. Staraptor sprite. Definitely sprite, not anything else. Yes, a bird with a fighting move should do well. I'm already seeing that Snorlax going down in one hit. That's what I'd hope for with Staraptor. I have a failed Skarmory run. I tried it about 16, 17 months ago. It was supposed to be one of the first runs we did together on the channel. But I just couldn't work it for Lars. Sprite is a very nice drink. You're not wrong there, A Gamer's Tale. Only 44 HP for the Miltank. That's not great, and she's into Stomp now. Oh, she played herself there by going into Rollout. Let's get the actual correct time. There we go. 23:25, we are 4 minutes 22 ahead of where we were last time when we defeated Whitney. I think I tried Hidden Power Rock, but it still wasn't quite strong enough. All of Skarmory's problems would be gone if we had Swords Dance, but unfortunately we don't. I never remembered Grumpig being a Psychic Dark, but that's because I don't really think about Grumpig. I would backport Brave Bird, yes. For a Staraptor run. Yes, Grumpig is just Psychic. It's a line, it's probably one of my most forgettable Pokemon lines, thinking about it. I rarely think of Spoink and Grumpig at all. Aerodactyl got shown a lot of love in early gens, and then nothing. And now we have Surf. So we're going to say goodbye to Rest. It's TM, not that we'll teach it anyway. You know what? Let's try Rival now. I'm doing a risky routing here. But sometimes you've just got to risk it and hope for the best. Let's risk it by going in with full health. That would be sensible, Squidge. That is true, they are often found very late game. Claydol's 7 penguins stapled together. I like it. Wrong move, Squidge. Oh dear. That curse has screwed us over there, but I think we might be onto something here. I think by the point you get to Spoink's route in the game, you're often repelling. I just want a quick claw proc here. We are holding the quick claw game, so give me that proc. It's so annoying because you can't just press A for this battle. Absolute effing nonsense here already. That's fine. There we go. Through the rival. Trying to think where else Spoink is found. I know it's all over the place in Scarlet and Violet. But I couldn't tell you where it is in other games. Love Disc, not so good. Absolutely not so good. It doesn't learn a single Gen 3 move by a level up. I think it's in Scarlet and Violet, in main game. I like Behem. Unfortunately, the risk hasn't paid off here. I was trying to avoid going into Ecruteak Pokemon Center. Never mind. Now that we're in Ecruteak Pokemon Center, we might as well go the Hidden Power route. Gen 5 had a really strong roster of Pokemon. Really strong. I really dislike Lickitung. Might as well take on the Nido trainer here as well. Get the extra experience. And I think he's only got a Slowbro. Absolutely not, Mr. Gyarados, man. Yes, I thought Bill was going to prevent me from healing because he looks a bit like the rival. Perugly, that thing has so much speed, doesn't it? Oh, is that Slowbro illegal? I didn't even notice. Hidden power acquired, as I mentioned at the very beginning of this run. Hidden power type today is Psychic. Oh god, it was level 19, wasn't it? Is there a way to get a lower level Slowbro in Generation 1, maybe? I'm not too familiar with it yet. Emphasis on the yet there. I think we'd be better off doing Lighthouse before this, looking at the ranges here on just the Ghastly and Haunters. Yeah, let's go to Lighthouse. Welcome in, Silversteel. How are you today? I'm glad they let you comment again at long last. There have been issues, actually, with people's messages getting through. Not sure what the issue is there, but it's happening to a lot of people, and it seems to be completely arbitrary as to who it happens to. $34 for Dewgong, so only 3 more levels time. You did have to growl me, didn't you, Slowpoke? Sometimes it's worth just using a not very effective move. Grab the Mince Berry, that could come in handy. We'll also grab the Nugget there. Time to reunite the married couple. God's Truth, and here's her husband, Derek. Both of them run a Pikachu, both of them get knocked out in a single hit. And then we'll give Jamie a telling off as well. The run is going, that's for sure. A couple of little hiccups, but nothing too terrible. I hope the night shift went very well for you though, Silversteel. Spend a little bit of cash money moolah there. And we'll pick up strength. Alright, and next battle on the way. Who are you? You're Alfred, are you? Noctowl has such ludicrous special defense, but it didn't matter there because we got a critical hit. I was all ready to talk about how Noctowl's special defense means that we do just about half damage, and no, we crit instead. Not complaining, makes the battle quicker. Takedown, no thank you. We don't want a recoil move, base 90 power. Returns power's already 71, so a few levels time, and it just wouldn't be worth it. Goodbye, Marill. Only a couple more trainers up here now. Nice one shot on the Machops here, and then it'll hopefully be a couple of headbutts on the Poliwhirl. There we go, Lighthouse done. Let's grab the spare Super Repel there. We'll have a little chat with Jazz. Grab the rare candy and we'll get our way back into Ecruteak once more. This has been a bit of a messy split here, but we can make up time easily. Where's that mint berry? We'll give it 2 hours to seal here. Hopefully that will get Seal's seal of approval, and we'll get through this battle relatively easily. The extra levels have helped against the Ghastly. That's a guaranteed one-shot. Same against this level 21 Haunter. 2-shot against the Gengar though. Turns out we didn't need the mint berry in the end because Hypnosis got a Gen 2 miss. And then we'll finish it off on this Haunter. So you can see we've actually lost time there, but we used to do things in a different order. So we're gaining time overall. Because now it's just a simple cycle back to Olivine, and we're going to go straight to Chuck's gym. Do our heal in here, although that does mean we're now locked into Ecruteak. Ecruteak, Cyanwood, same music. And let's see how we get on. At the moment, because of Stab, Surf and Hidden Power are dealing the same amount of damage. There's level 34 required at least. And we're evolving into Dewgong. I think we're better off doing this evolution rather than waiting, simply because we don't have that much in the way of attacking chops. And I think we'd struggle if we didn't evolve, even more so than what we will if we do evolve like we have. So one shot against both these Mankey. Not quite a one shot against the Primate though. Decent-ish stats, I would say. Not the best, not the worst. 50-50 as to whether we'll need the Mint Berry or the other berry. We'll see how we get on with the Mint Berry first of all. Start off with a headbutt, try and get the flinch. Finish off with a headbutt. And Bitter Berry it is. Dynamic Punch hitting both turns in a row there. First Dynamic Punch miss, and now he sends us to sleep. Doesn't matter though, we get through on our next attempt. Storm Badge in 39.53, and as you can see, we have now gone back to saving 3 minutes. Just shows how much the routing has changed. So let's now teach Fly to Kenya. We'll go to Olivine. We'll reascend the Lighthouse. I hope you have a great time at work, Adrian. Thank you for popping in. I reckon we should be absolutely fine to take on Jazz now. Yes, we've got Primin and we've got Jazzice. 3 one-shots against Jasmine to knock her out. Mineral Badge in 4107. I thought you were talking about me for a second then, a game so I was like, how on earth has my face come up on screen? Just going to headbutt away these Bellsprout. You never know, we might even get to level 36 in here. We're using Headbutt because it's a neutral move. So it's the fewest number of text boxes. Let us now take on Elderly at the top of the tower. Dewgong looks incredibly goofy. It is adorable. I thought you were talking about Seeking for a second then. I was like, where did the Seeking back sprite come from? Potentially much later on down the line, we can do a Swampert redo. I've got to be honest, I remember nothing about that stream. I was not well at all. But it won't be for a little while. The redos are going to be focused on the first 20 or so Pokemon first. Because we didn't have a turbo button for those runs. Well, it helps if you actually defeat the Gyarados, doesn't it? Three shots on the Gyarados to knock it out. We'll obtain the red scale. And then we'll have a little chat with Lance Delay with a flyer. Don't particularly want to help him out, but the game tells me I have to. Congratulations on your Bishop. Garbodor would be really fun. It is just pure poison though, isn't it? We have done Muck as a prereq. We've got Coughing's prereq, or should I say Wheezing's prereq already done. So it would be good to have the trio completed with a backport. Welcome in, Joel. How are you? Overquill's an interesting one. I'm not sure how we would get its evolution method in quite yet, but leave that one with me. I do have ideas, I just don't have fully fleshed out ideas. I'm glad you're fantastic. That's what we're calling Friday Fantastic from now on. Level 37 acquired, just 6 more levels until we get Ice Beam. I really hope we get it for Claire. But I'm very glad you've got that Friday feeling, Joel. There may be other instances of Pokemon getting hit by, or people getting hit by moves via a Pokemon, but I can't think of any others off the top of my head. Thank you for popping in, Silver Steel. I hope you have a lovely rest. I'm sure we'll catch up very soon. Have multiple super effective moves for the Zubat. Just going to stick with a Surf for the coughing though. Shiny Pawniard's got such a good colour. That shade of blue is really nice. Level 38. Wrong move. I always think Hidden Power, I just assume it's ice. I've got to be honest. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're running Special Attacker, you're going to have Hidden Power Ice on the learn set. So I see it and I think, oh, that's my Ice-type move. Because normally the other Ice-type move I have is Ice Beam, and that just has Ice in the name. Aurora's clearly far too complex a word for my brain. Let's now take on Jazz Ice, as we've got it in the overlay. But first, let me take a selfie. No, let me take on Border Douglas. That minus 1034 is a little bit misleading. It's the correct time, but we did have a little bit of a routes change. We took on Jasmine an awful lot earlier than what we normally would have done. I think Electro just pops in half, and suddenly you've got 2 Voltorb. There's our 7th badge acquired. As you can see, 7 minutes difference there, give or take, with the route change. Let's now go through the ice path, shall we? They are genderless, I do believe. Just had a bit of a brain fart there. Like, what move am I supposed to be teaching here? It's Whirlpool and Waterfall. It really would be broken having Eviolite's Dewgong. I hope they do it one day. Where's my repel? There it is. Boo, didn't get the bike rock this time. We'll have to do it on foot. Boo. It's 50-50 as to whether I hit that movement. More often than not I do. There are some times where I don't. Oh, that's interesting. I always saw Lugia as male and Ho-Oh as female. I suppose that's why they're legendary and genderless, because different people will interpret them in different ways. Let's go and do some shopping, shall we? A bit of retail therapy before the rocket section. Alright, what can we sell? Well, we're not going to use the charcoal, that's for sure. We can sell 3 nuggets, 6 Pokeballs, and let's get rid of some of these TMs. We don't have hands, could always rebuy Headbutt. Icy Wind's just terrible. Iron Tail, no thank you. Shadow Ball and Mud Slapper, no thank you. Rest, absolutely not. Attract, no. Fury Cutter, no. And what should we buy? I reckon we go for 5 Calcium. And we'll split the rest. 2 of you. And 2 of you. Let's stick all these medications in now. And we'll also give it the King's Rock at the same time. That's a good point. I never watched any of the anime growing up, so I didn't realise that Lugia had children. But we are, unfortunately, at our first break point. I need to give my hand a little bit of rest. I still have a little bit of a lingering effect of cramp, so I'm going to do some stretching for just a couple of minutes. This is a great time to go to the loo, maybe make yourself a sandwich. Make sure you wash your hands after going to the loo if you do both, though. Just get yourselves comfy. We'll be back in just a couple of short moments. And we are back. Thank you very much, N64KFP, for giving a reminder for liking the stream. It does help the channel out if you give a like, but it is completely optional. Let's unpause the timer and get on with the rocket section. It's got to be done, even though I try and escape every time on the magnet train. They are some lovely emotes, made by some wonderful people on my Discord. They could be loves emotes as well. Why not? I have such a soft spot for Macargo after doing its run. We're actually going to be doing the Macargo redo very, very soon. Like the official re-rank. Macargo is very adorable. I do have actually a regional variant that I made over summer called Aquago, which is water fire, which I might run over on Switch. So I'm not so sure about doing a completely new Pokemon here on the YouTubes quite yet. That is Kenya the Spearow in the shape of Kenya. That was made by the lovely Choco Snicky. I'm going to try and get a couple of late night streams in again, or late night for the UK, so evening for you lovely people to the west of me, morning for the lovely people to the east of me, because I do miss those overnighters as well. So keep your eye out for those. I just need to wait until I'm awake at night again. It'll happen eventually, it always does. We're probably looking at about a 105 for Claire, looking at these splits so far. There is a lot of discrepancy between the anime and the games, isn't there? Because legendaries absolutely can breed in the anime. Played yourself there, Porygon. Thank you, Oink Chops, for dropping the like. I will pick it up and I will return it to you when you want it back. Latios and Latias are two Pokemon I actually really want to backport. We need more dragons in Generation 2. Same with Ghosts, so I think I'm going to prioritise the lesser sin types first. I think that'll be the way to do it, and we'll have some interesting unique type combinations as well. We are currently working on the Hello Tad line, although the sprites are proving to be a little bit of a pain in the bum there. It's very difficult to get Gen 3 levels of detail on some of these Pokemon. I'm going to take the extra text boxes here because I'm going to swap to a return instead of Headbutt. Headbutt has served us well for the first 37 levels of the run, but I think it's time we get a little bit of a stronger normal type move. It's our only physical move as well. Coin case, just in case we forget Ice Beam. And in fact, let's stick on a return right about now. Although I do believe with normal and water on the learn set, we have neutral coverage for every single Pokemon. What is going to be our best move there? Probably Aurora Beam. And it's a one and done for Aurora Beam because it's now Ice Beam. Fantastic. So I now need to rejig my moves to make them make sense in my brain. Return Ice Beam's probably the combo for Snorlax. I can't see us needing or having any other moves that would help. We're probably going to ditch Hidden Power for Safeguard. For our strats for red. But we've got a long time until we get there. Safeguard could be a very handy move though. Nah, no curse. moving second is quite often more of a disadvantage than just taking the risks. Jellicent's a really good shout, actually. I'm trying to move away from Curse, like I moved away from, what's it called? Rest Talk. That's the terminology I'm looking for. I moved away from Rest Talk pretty quickly. And again, I just think that Curse is a little bit cheap. Not as cheap as Rest Talk. But I think there are quicker potential strategies without having to resort to a move like Curse that double buffs for the sake of speed, but the Quick Claw can counteract the speed. I totally get it in VGC. I just think with challenge runs, if you finish off with Return, Rest Talk, and Curse on nearly every Pokemon, then the learn set gets a little bit dull, doesn't it? Reborn? No, I haven't. What is Reborn? Is it a ROM hack? And if it is, what generation is it based off? Because that'll be the key to me deciding whether or not I'd give it a go or not. Ooh, we have no PP left for Surf. We're going to have to Ice Beam instead. What a shame. Grab the Max Ether. What else do we want? We'll get the Scamulet coin just in case we need it. And then when we menu, we'll also stick our PP ups into Ice Beam. Should make Claire a breeze, though. Ooh. That's piqued my interest. I shall have a little look into it. Could be something to play over on the Twitches. Card key acquired. Now we've got a bit of menuing to do here, so the first thing we're going to do is find those PP ups, stick them both in Ice Beam to make it a very nice beam. We'll also stick on the Nem Melt Ice at the same time. And then, what else do we need to do? We need to get out of here. As long as it's difficulty which makes sense in the game and not difficult for the sake of being difficult, because the devs want to be mean, then I'm all up for giving it a go. I don't like ROM hacks that are just hard for the sake of being hard, if you get what I mean. There's got to be rhyme and reason as to why they are much more difficult than what you would expect. No, no Kaizo. I don't get enjoyment out of it. It's just frustration. Completely agree there that the Pokemon Company could learn a lot from fans of the franchise. There are so many good ideas and so many original ideas that come up from the fans, which would be so good to have in official Pokemon games. Get the pink bow off Marie just in case we need it. We don't need Sunny Day today because we are a water type. And we'll get the card. When I was younger, I used to pronounce Wobbuffet as Wobbuffet. I really, really hope, and this is an absolute long shot, but I hope that we eventually get a Pokemon Maker like we got a Mario Maker. Although Mario Maker did have its own set of issues, with it being so limited. Cedra is a bit of a sticking point, actually, here. Thank goodness Smokescreen failed. That would be a very good concept for a ROM hack, and a good base for a ROM hack, having Giovanni being the father of both Silver and Lance. That's why I'm saying it's a long shot, Dante. I really wish it was a feasible dream. That's not backseat of gaming at all, Joshua. That's a very, very good suggestion. It's something I've looked into, but we've not needed it yet. How would you know how I'm looking like, St. Ricardo Milos? I've got the curtains shut. I'll take it as a compliment, though. Goodness me. Sometimes a comment comes out of left field and it just breaks my brain. I don't know how to respond to that. I reckon for a Pokemon like Wobbuffet, or maybe Ditto, that's a really good shout and something a lot of people will absolutely sleep on. The cover is now on the webcam. Rising badge, 6 minutes 45 ahead of last time. Smelly Breath Claire gives us a TM rather. I'd overheat wearing a robe and slippers. How warm is it in here at the moment? It's 23 degrees in here at the moment. A little bit too warm for a scarf and slippers. This is controversial, but I prefer Seal. Seal, rather, not Spiel. I prefer the original Seal. It's like everything with life, St. Ricardo. St. Ricardo, you sometimes get a curveball thrown at you. I'm looking forward to the Ditto run. I've started provisionally routing it. Figuring out where I'll need to go with Struggle. Also, a Gamer's Tale, thank you for the messages. I will read them on the next break. I can sort of see the little one-word preview that comes up. Now, I do like being level 50 for the league, so we're just going to get a few extra battles in here against some very, very easy trainers. We've not had a Ditto run yet, no. Shuckle's going to have competition from Ditto, and it's probably going to have competition from Wobbuffet as well. Those two are the two that I think really will do. Kind of bad. The redo I'm most looking forward to at the moment is Smeargle, because Snowy and I have come up with this absolutely ridiculous routing that relies entirely on RNG, where you sketch Surf from a metronome in Clefairy. I don't pay attention to what other channels do, so I wouldn't know. I used to follow the other channels, but then I'm going to be brutally honest with all of you. I started comparing myself, thinking, am I a good enough content creator? Should I just quit doing the YouTube? Are these other people better than me? And it really did mess with my head in quite a significant way. So now I just don't follow any of them. Because that way I'm doing the content on my own. I don't have to compare myself. I don't have to stress about anything. And it's made the content much more rewarding. Exactly, we all have our own different styles. I go for a completely different approach than some of the other bigger creators. I like going for the let's just find out and see approach. I don't like pre-planning. It's not how my brain works. I'm very much a spontaneous kind of person. Some Pokemon like the Ditto need the pre-planning, same with the Smeargle. But there they are the exception rather than the rule. Scarlet and Violet, decent games, need better performance. Also, they should have gone full force with the level scaling if they're having open world, but a very, very good start and promising for the future. Thank you so much, Chad Northern, for your kind words there. Let's now take on the 5th and final rival battle. This one is hopefully going to be as easy as the rest of them. He's going to lead with Sneasel Pleasel this time. The entire reason the Sneasel run got done when it did was because someone commented Sneasel Pleasel. And I found that so adorable. That was like, right, the next run I'm recording is Sneasel. And it turned out to be one of my favourite runs of all time. That Lance section, goodness me. Arrival completed. Level 53 for the league. A little bit higher than we ought to be. But now we can say thank you to the HM friends. So it's a big, big thank you to Kenya, to Abra, to Psyduck, merci to Paris, and a very big thank you to all of you lovely HM names. HM friends with the green names in the chat. Let's get some max repels, we'll need those. We need to get Stinky for the Kanto section. We'll also get our full restores. Where are those full restores? Let's move them up to tippy top, shall we? I will always start from the first form. The most useful move in Gen 2 runs, either Return or Hidden Power, depending on the Pokemon. Dewgong has a very good learn set of Return, Ice Beam, Surf, and Safeguard. You're pretty set, I've got to be honest. My whole shtick with doing the challenges is, what if that Pokemon was my starter? What if I was running it for the first time? Let's just see how it goes. So I ostensibly pretend that this is my first time playing the game every single time. And I just see how it goes. Because that's the most fun way to do it. Nice crit there on the Fortress. Ooh, what do we do against this? I'm going to go for an Ice Beam, I think. And we get a freeze. Good play, Squidge. In some ways, it is role-playing. Then that's all content creation. Because you cannot be this full energy and... what's the word I'm looking for? Enthusiastic at all times. We are going to be doing some series where we start from the final form, but that's because I want to get a run with every single individual Pokemon on the leaderboard as well. But that means we're going to be starting with the base forms and not evolving. We're going to be starting with the middle forms as well. But the main runs are always going to be the whole evolutionary line. Alright, this is where it could go a bit Pete Tong. Cross shot hits. We survive on 3. That's fine. Goodness me, what a close battle. Right, it's time for Karen to do her worst. Don't send attack, please. Thank you, Lucky Freeze. This should be a one-shot. It's a range on this, I think. But it doesn't matter, we one-shot. And then it's a one-shot with Ice Beam, then a one-shot with Surf, and we're through, Karen. First try. Excellent. This is why I got the extra levels going in as well. because I knew Bruno was a right pain last time. Stick on a super repel, and do we need an elixir? We'll just use an ether on Ice Beam. Alright, time for Lancelot with the Flyers. Let's see how we get on. I was expecting a couple of resets there at Bruno, so I'm very happy that we're this far in. Hyper Beam should be fine. Dragonite number 1, we will Ice Beam. That's going to be 4 times super effective. Up next is Dragonite number 2. It's going to be exactly the same situation here. Garota level 57. We might flinch off the Aerodactyl, but we don't, so this should be free now. I messed up completely at Rival 3, which is why we've got up to 7 resets, but the rest of the run has been really, really good, actually. That was a really smooth Lance battle. Now let's pause the timer and let us find out our exact league time. 1:14 on the nose. Thank you so much for the $2.99 Super Chat, Gamer's Tale. That is really, really appreciated. We'll eventually see it on screen, eventually, maybe, question mark, who knows. We're at 1:14 now. I will tell you how that fares in comparison to other runs, if I can get the right spreadsheet up. I'm all about the spreadsheets. Bit of a nerd, really. So 1:14.00 takes us into 32nd place at the moment. For comparison, the Dewgong run that we have on the leaderboard is in 53rd place at the league. We'll have to see how we get on in the Kanto section. I'm going to take a couple of moments to stretch while we go through the end credits. The playtime's so high because I idle on this start page. So I set up the stream and then I just idle for so long. So this was, I think I loaded this one up about 1 o'clock. And because I use the same save file for each one, there's like half an hour of idling to begin with. But that's just the way I've always done it. The ID number for nearly every one of my runs is 58978. Don't know why, that's just the one I stuck with. But I'm going to take a couple of moments as the end credits go on, give my hand in a little stretch, and then we'll get on with the last part of this run. you so much for your patience there. I hope adverts didn't play. I did make sure not to click the advert button. We're back for the last part of today's stream. I was trying to figure out what food to have for food tonight, and I need your opinions, chat. Do I go for sausage and mashed potato, or do I go for sausage and chips? They're the two options. I'm indecisive. I need help figuring out what to eat. Both are really solid options. I can't decide between the two. Are we having a lot of votes on sausage and mash? I will let you know on the next stream how it goes then. I'll absolutely ask for some potatoes to get bought. Oh, we have a vote for sausage and chips. In the minority there, unfortunately. I've not had sausage and mash for quite a while. A good sausage and mash is always very, very gorgeous. I don't have it with any milk though, because I am very, very lactose intolerant, and with the state of my tummy at the moment, that might just finish me off, you know. Gotta go into the Pokémon Center there, of course. This is where Swimmer George lives. That's not that one, that's Swimmer Simon. Swimmer George is this horrible spinner there. We need to start booing Swimmer George as we go past, I think. We'll risk it. I think it's going to be quicker to take an encounter than fap in the bag. Bags and mash is such a solid food choice. Like, legit, one of the best meals you can have. And very occasionally, I'll even treat myself to some gravy with it. Not the biggest fan of the textures that come with gravy, but the taste is nice. And what is everyone else eating today? I need some inspiration for some new meals. But while I've got you as a captive audience, I might as well ask. In 2 and a bit more levels, we will be replacing Hidden Power Psychic with Ice Beam, I think. With Ice Beam? With Safeguard. I think that's going to be the play for Red. That means that we cannot have our statuses dropped, I believe. I do miss eating roast beef, but unfortunately I can't digest it. But roast beef is a little bit gorgeous, isn't it? I've not been to London. God, 12 years was the last time I was in London. I normally go for the boneless banquet from KFC. And their new fries aren't that terrible. No status changes for 5 turns. Thank you, Chad Northern. I don't particularly like chicken on the bone. I prefer it boneless. Nice that we one-shot the Raichu there. Though we didn't one-shot the Electabuzz, which is a little bit concerning. Gets himself into a healing loop, though. We're the opposite around here, N64 KFP. Our KFC has gone from being absolutely garbage to actually being pretty reliable. I don't think we can get extra crispy, at least not via Uber Eats here in the UK, where I am. Maybe able to get it in more posh places. I don't drink alcohol, so I wouldn't be able to tell. That's a lie, I drink alcohol on holidays. We're out of bag space, are we, for that PP up? Well, we don't need the metal coat. We're warm enough as we are. Let's go on to Erica's gym. Can't see this being anything other than a foregone conclusion. As a kid, my go-to fast food when I was being treated was McDonald's. I didn't have my first KFC until I was an adult. Welcome in, Kanto. Apologies for the food talk. I'm making myself hungry as well. I've got some Rocky bars to keep me going until dinner. I haven't had Rocky bars in years, and then I saw them in Tesco the other day. Every stream talk turns into food talk, Tech Hunter. It's inevitable at this point. 8 sausages for 120 is not bad at all. I've heard of Chick-fil-A. If I ever visit the States, I may or may not give it a go. I'm a little bit iffy with trying new foods. It's part of the tism. I have the anxious of newtisms. Newtisms, new foods-tism. Pizza's always a good shout. We're going to redo Kecleon from the beginning. I just need the pain and suffering to not be as raw as it still is. I mean, the tacos sound good. I hope that losing that £10 is through choice, user, and not through necessity. Either way, just try and keep yourself as healthy as possible. Welcome in, Paul Anthony. Never fear, the VOD will be there if you do want to catch up. How are you today? I'm going to be honest, this has been a pretty bog standard run as far as a redo goes. Janine all down now in 1:20:43. Kanto has been through a couple of reroutes, so the times are going to be slightly skew if on the comparisons. I'm glad it's through choice, user. But I hope you're having a fantastic evening. That super nerd can absolutely get in the bin. Thank you very much for your kind words there, Mike. Likes are always appreciated. Because I struggled so much with food as a kid, I just let myself eat whatever the hell I like these days. Chansey goes in the bin along with that super nerd. I think it's super nerd Tom. We like the Toms in chat, we don't like the Toms in game. Very important to dip our heads into that PMC there. And I do just want to use that other PP up on Ice Beam to get max power points available for the Ice Beam there. Repel wore off in exactly the spot I like it wearing off in because it gets you in line with the director of the director manager of the power plants. Let's go to Saffron, let's beat up Sabrina's Pokemon, and we'll do Misty at the same time. Goodness me, spinners. This is the only gym where we rely on RNG. It took a long time to get used to the bike at 4 times speed. It does mean if I play on regular speed, my bike movement has become perfect. We've just got the Alakazam left to go. Return hit, Sand Attack didn't matter there. And that's Sabrina down. Starting to try and go right here. This is a teeny bit quicker for the movement. The name Flex because of Flex Seal. It's the only thing I could come up with. This stream was incredibly short notice. Janine's my favourite Gen 2 Kanto gym leader, Alan. I've got a soft spot for the underdogs. Here's a question for all of you, though. If you could boot out any gym leader in the Gen 2 games and take over their gym yourself, which one would you do? Welcome in, Anderson. I am doing very well. How are you today? As a nickname goes, for one that was just off the top of my head, I'm kind of proud of it. You could say I'm flexing the nickname. Although if you did, you'd probably get booed. I'm glad you're doing well, Anderson. Of course, it's Mario Day, so I've just had a notification saying that eShop Mario games on sale. If you would chuck out Chuck, I don't blame you there one bit. Jasmine's town is the nicest of them all. I like Azalea as well, but Jasmine's is really nice. I think you're onto something there, Mike, with Bugsy's gym. Blaine does need all the help he can get. Haha, it was only a one-turn confusion, Mr. You cannot troll us. Grab the machine part there. Let us now teleport back to the power plant. Stick on a max repel. Pinsir needs a lot more love than it got. Same with Heracross. Blaine with a Ninetales would have been nice. Ninetales is one of those Pokemon, until Alola, it kind of slipped under the radar for a bit, didn't it? Let's get the Expin card to expand our radio. Off to Vermilion we go. Piloswine is really a slept-on Pokemon. In Gen 2, it's not terrible. And it is of course the only Pokemon line, even to this day, that's weak to all three of the starter types, yet still manages to have very good coverage itself. Absolutely a Sneasel. I'm not sure about the Jinx, because we do have one in the gym on one of the trainers. I'd love to see gym leaders have starter Pokemon. Especially in this Kanto section. Heracross with Mega Haul would be very good, or even maybe Fury Cutter. We've never had a game set after the Gen 2 timeline, so that's still unknown 24 years later. I'd like to think he got his gym back, and that they rebuilt Cinnabar. Boulder Badge in 127.39. Let us now make our way to Viridian City. We've already beaten 3 drills, so we can go all the way down to Blaine's gym next. And it's turn today. Overbought the repels this time, but that doesn't really matter. Talking of Blaine and Cinnabar, here is the site of where Cinnabar used to be. Let's go over to new Cinnabar Gym in the Seafoam Islands. And unfortunately for him, we've got a water type and he's a fire type, so this is going to go one way and only one way. Starts off with a surf against the Macargo. Surfing on the Bumhead Fireduck. And we'll surf on the Rapidash as well. Volcano badge in 128.46. Back to Viridian we go. Penultimate heal of the run. My biggest gripe about the Jotonian gym leaders is they don't have many Gen 2 Pokemon. Price with an Articuno would have been amazing. Difficult, but amazing. Nice one shot on the Pidgeot. He's going to send out Alakazam next. Do we outspeed the Alakazam? Yes, we do, so we one-shot it. Gyarados, Rhydon next. Interesting. Bad choice, Blue. Hard lines there, going down to a single surf. Gyarados now. Right, okay, it should be 2 shots with the Ice Beam. He's probably going to Hyper. Executor, we stick with the Ice Beam, and then we'll surf on the Arcanine. Nice, simple one-shots for the final gym. Blue down in 1 minute and 1 second after the Blame Badge. Safeguard's not been used at all yet, Peach, no. To be fair, at this point, I'm not even sure it will get used. All depends on how the red fight goes. I think it would still have been 6 to 1.5 because of the other having Sand Slash. Ten rare candies is what we like to see. It means we've not missed one. And we can TP back to the Pokemon Center. We've already healed. Have we? Gonna do it again just in case. Yes, we have. That's fine. So we will get to Paris to Flash. Final repel of the run. Let's see how we get on. Now, we're not going to outspeed the Pikachu at first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick on the Quick Claw, wherever that may be. There it is. Not on Paris, goodness. On to Flex. There we go. Right, let's see how we do at Red, shall we? Starting off with the Pikachu, we are not going to outspeed it. Thunder hits. Not a great start, is it? And we're not on one shot. Says everything we need to know there. 3 rare candies. Charm fails. Surf is not a one-shot, but he's now in Healing Loop. We still don't outspeed, though. Thunder hits. And we are going to take another reset there. Just going to make sure, actually. I didn't save there. Right, okay. That's fine, because we do Buena's password for the levels. Tyranitar would have been a good shout for Blue. Absolutely. Although that 4 times weakness to fighting would make him quake in his boots. Right, we now outspeed the Pikachu, and it's a one-shot. This battle has turned away from being in Red's favour to being in our favour. Although we don't outspeed the Peskeon. Very low rolls there. Oh, it's a speed tie on the Peskeon, right. I think we're just going to use all the last of the rare candies now. Enjoy your dinner, Gemma. Two-shot maybe, question mark? Oh, we had the Quick Claw, didn't we? It wasn't a speed tie after all. Try for the freeze. Didn't get frozen. And we're paralyzed. Let's try again. Lord Kula, thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat for the battle with the Ash we have at home. I like that. So an F drop, not what we want to see there. Could really be using Ice Beam against the Espeon. Although return works just as well. actually. Let's leftovers, shall we? Because Thunder was our big reason for the Quick Claw. Oh, interesting. Reflects this time. So we're only taking one lot of super effective ice. Super effective ice. One lot of psychic damage. Double amnesia. How scammy. And a critical hit paralyze. That sleepy, sodding bear being the bane of our life. We knew the Snorlax would be the issue. Freeze, please. One lot of psychic damage is not terrible, though. We get 2 chances at a freeze. 3 chances at a freeze this time. 4 chances at a freeze. And he's gone to sleep. That's fine, because Reflect has faded. Although Snore might hurt. Yeah, let's take the reset there. I think we've just got to roll the dice for the freeze against the Snorlax, and then it should, in theory, be plain sailing after that. This time he used Psychic twice, which isn't great, and a Spadef drop. Goodness me. The RNG has shifted away from our favour in this red fight. Sometimes happens. I reckon if we can get it done in the next 5 minutes, we still can hold our heads up high. It's just so frustrating. When the RNG was going your way, and then the tables turn. And now he reflects when I pick the physical move. Always the way. Never mind. We know the Pikachu's not an issue. Espeon can be pesky. And I went for the special move, and of course, he hits us with the Psychic. Just gotta get this freeze. No freeze again, for goodness sakes. We are overdue a freeze now. It'll come eventually. Nope, we're not going to need more rare candies, Anderson. We can do it at this level easily. We've just got to get a little bit of luck in our favour. It's a very pesky Snorlax today. Don't paralyse me, please. Just get frozen. I really wish we had a counter for the amount of times we've attempted to freeze a Pokemon. Sometimes happens first time, sometimes happens 20th time. I'm gonna see if Pikachu goes for Charm here with a Safeguard. That's fine as well. At least we won't get the Spadef drop. Oh, we did get the Spadef drop. I do like banning Curse. But please don't backseat me, folks. It's the final battle of the game. Paul, you know not to backseat. There's no sense in saying could've, would've, should've. It helps nobody. We just need a single freeze. It's almost as if Sunny Day's up. There we go, there's the freeze. Right, okay, so what can we do to regain HP? Let's start off with the Safeguard. There we go. We outspeed the Venusaur. We don't quite one-shot the Venusaur, but that's absolutely fine. Because he's kind of outplayed himself here a little bit. Because that was a critical hit. Goodness. 2 crits in a row, and it's doing next to no damage. That's perfect, perfect, perfect. We'll finish off with a Surf on the Charizard here to knock it out. 1:39.17, still 21 minutes quicker than the last run. If we'd have got that RNG luck the first time, then we would have been a little bit quicker, but that's how RNG goes. We didn't need a more rare candies. We didn't need anything like rest. We don't like rest until all other options have been exhausted. So that's Dewgong with a 1:39.17. It's a redo and it's a stream. But it's actually going to be a video, so we're going to lie on the leaderboard. Don't tell anyone I'm lying on the leaderboard, please. They might come after me. Crystal Universal Leaderboard. Let's run that script, shall we? Let's see where we get on the leaderboard. Just waiting for the script to run. Takes a little bit of time because we've got hundreds of Pokemon on this leaderboard at this point. Apologies if you heard my tummy growl then. Goodness, that was loud, wasn't it? Sounded like the tram in Coronation Street crashing off then. Bit of a Godzilla tummy today. Goodness. And Tom, thank you for the member for 4 months. That is very kind. The membership for 4 months, I should say. I'm having a little issue with the leaderboard here. I'm going to have to rebuild the scene. So page 4 all gap is that one there. And then we also need a page 2, wherever that may be hiding. It's because I had the scene up too early. There we go. Right, so we should now be able to see that the original run on the full leaderboard was 2 hours and 17 minutes. That was in 112th place overall. Not the best, not the worst, but if we now go on to page 3, you can see we are now up into 74th place with a 1:39.17. So that is a huge, huge improvement. The other one, though, we did, with a 1:37.18, we did get quicker. So we can do it even quicker. That one was, I think, an egg move run, though. We will have to see how it goes on next time we get to do a redo in about a year or so's time. In the meantime, though, there's only one thing left to do, and that is to go back to our challenge run scene, because we have to return Kenya. We'll start off with a cheeky little teleport there. That does also show RNG plays a lot of factor into these runs. Because I think I played better in this redo than the last one. But we got a slower time. Let's attach the mail on to Kenya. And then we'll return Kenya to its rightful owner. So thank you, Kenya, for being with us for the last hour and a half or so. But you've got to go home. And with that, we are done. So I'm going to teleport back to Viridian City. Viridian City, Violet City will save in front of Nurse Joy here. And I have some people to thank before we say goodbye for the week. So it is a very, very big thank you to the lovely Gamer's Tale with the $2.99 Super Chat, to Lord Cooler for the $4.99 Super Chat, to Tom Fanto for being a member for 4 whole months, and to Chilling Lurking for the $2 Super Chat as well. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. I'll try and fit a stream in over the next couple of days. No guarantees over the weekend, but we will absolutely be back on Monday for more fun and frolics. For now, though, thank you all so much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all very, very soon.